Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Tuesday show. How are you guys doing today? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to Traveling with Tinkerbell. For those that are new to the channel, my name is Jacqueline Gonzalez. I am an Expedia cruise travel advisor. For those of you that don't know, and for those of you do, welcome back, guys. Welcome in, Harlan and Miss Donnell, Jen. Thank you so much for being here. And everybody that does not comment, thank you so much for being here and always coming back to our live stream. Today, we're going to talk about NCL. Lots of changes coming soon as tomorrow. So we're going to talk about NCL changes for those of you who travel on new regions. So I don't know if you guys are going to like it or not, but we're here to talk all about it because you guys will find out. Well, you're going to find out today, but tomorrow is when it's actually coming out. So yeah. So welcome in, Grisel. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. I'm just super excited. It's a new week. We're almost there to see the brand new Celebrity Excel that came into Fort Lauderdale today. Welcome in. The Queen of Disney has arrived. And with her being here, also the Disney Destiny is also here in Florida. Hello, Disney and Disney Destiny. I can't wait. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to do Treasures first or Disney, but I am going to go on one of these ships. But this morning, I woke up a little early, and guys, I had to check out the cams on Fort Lauderdale when I saw that beauty coming in today. I was super excited to see her. I can't wait to actually be on the wonderful Celebrity Excel this month. I'm actually counting down what's today. Today's the 4th, so I have another 12 days before I get to see Celebrity Excel in all her glory. So I'm looking forward to that. I know I'm going to be so near your Lagomar. Look, let's talk about Lagomar. I have a cruise next year with my mom, right? And it's out of Fort Lauderdale. So I say, you know what? Samara's always, hey, BX Journeys. Hello. How are you, mommy? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here today. So Samara's always talking about Lagomar. So I said, okay, let me check and see if I can find. They want $1,000 for a one-night stay. But Samara said that I noticed that they were not on the actual Lagomar site. I found it on Expedia, so I don't know if that's the difference. So I'm going to wait out a little bit. And see if maybe closer to the date I can maybe get to go over there. And if I do, then I'll let you guys know because I want to try it out. I want to see what it's all about since Samara is always staying there. I want to go check it out. I do have other options that I did find on the same side where Lagomar is. But I'm going to see if I can find a stay there. But welcome in, everybody. I am super happy to be here with you guys. Get to talk about NCL, the changes that are coming effective as of tomorrow. So if you are an NCL traveler, you like to travel on NCL ships, then this might be news for you. They're changing it all over again, guys. The more at sea is being renovated, you can say. It's a new change. And tomorrow, all this information is going to come out. So you're going to hear it here first. Today, I had first dibs on this information. And of course, I wanted to share with you guys before it comes out. I couldn't share before because technically we're not allowed to talk about it until tomorrow. But since it's 7 o'clock, we can say it's tomorrow because what's going to happen between now and 7. We're selling on the Getaway and the Aqua next 3 months. But BX Journey, you're gonna have to check this out because this is what they're going to be changing. So I'm going to read it exactly as we got it, okay? So if you guys want to write this information down, you can. This is the more at sea versus the free at sea. So we're going to compare both packages. So remember before it used to be the free at sea, then they gave us the more at sea. Now they're going back to the free at sea. So as of today, if you were to book today into the more at sea package, it includes unlimited premium beverage brands such as Grey Goose, Casa Amigo, Woodford Reserve, and more. Over 100 cocktails to choose from, 20% of bottle of champagne and wine, unlimited soft drinks and juices. Give me a second here. Soft drinks and juices, price per person per day for guests 21 and over on a 7-night sailing is about $30. On anything between 8 to 11 nights is about $27 per day. And 12 nights and over is $23. Applies to all guests in the stateroom. Guests ages 3 to 20 will instead receive a freshly squeezed juice and unlimited fountain soda for $12.50 per person per day. And guests under 3 are free. That's the unlimited open bar today. Now, tomorrow, this same exact thing is going to be now free at sea, and its offering remains the same. The only change is the price for the gratuities for guests 21 and over. So the package for gratuities are $28.50 per person per day for all guests 21. Unlimited soft drinks and juices. Compare the price of NCL limited beverage package versus the contemporary lines. This is why the NCLs has ranked having the best value bundle package in the business. So for the unlimited open bar, everything is going to stay the same, but the package for the gratuities is going to be $28.50 per person per day. So you were paying $30 from 1 to 7 nights, and then 27 between 8 and 11 nights, and then 12 nights and above 23. So it's going to be $28.50. All right. The specialty dining, as of today, savor amazing meals at our specialty restaurants, enjoying elevated dining experience featuring globally inspired cuisine and exceptional service. So for sailings length 2 to 3 nights, balcony and above, you get 1 meal. For sailings 4 to 6 night, balcony and above, you get 2 meals. 7 nights, balcony and above, you get 3. 8 to 11 nights, balcony and above, you get 4. 12 plus nights, balcony and above, you get 5. In studio inside an ocean view, 2 to 7 nights, you get 1 meal. Then 8 to 11 nights, you get 2 meals, and 12 plus nights, you get 3. Applicable for guests 1 and 2, $20 cover charge per meal per guest age 13 plus. If the passenger 2 is under 13, there will be no charge. That's as of today. As of tomorrow, offering and prices remain the same, but we have expanded this offering to all stateroom categories and the number of meals per person. That's right. You heard that right. So all of the different categories. So it's no longer balcony and above or studio inside an ocean view. If you're selling 2 to 4 nights, it's going to be 1 meal. 5 to 6 nights is going to be 2 meals. 7 to 8 nights is going to be 3. 9 plus nights is going to be 4. The specialty dining is now a package gratuity rather than a cover charge. So keep that in mind. That is what's changing tomorrow. So today you have different packages. Tomorrow, everybody's going to be on the same, package for the specialty dinings. It doesn't matter whether you're in a studio and inside an ocean view balcony or whatever, you're going to have the same exact meal coverage. Now, on the Wi-Fi package, stay connected through your cruise with high-speed Wi-Fi powered by Starlink. 2 to 6 nights, you get 75 minutes per guest in the cabin. 7 to 11 nights, you get 150 minutes per guest. And 12 plus nights, you get 300 minutes per guest. Provide 1 login per guest that can be used on 1 device at a time, applicable for all guests in the stateroom. Now that is today. Tomorrow, all guests in the stateroom will receive 150 minutes of high-speed Wi-Fi powered by Starlink, regardless of the sail length. All else remains the same. Now, on the More at Sea today, we're going to talk about shore excursion credits, where passenger one gets to explore a $50 per tour. And tomorrow on the Free at Sea, no changes. Your clients will still receive 50 credit per shore excursion on every port, even if they take more than one shore excursion in a port. So that's not bad if you think about it. That's some savings there. For the More at Sea, applicable dates, all sailing booked before 11/5 of 2025, which is today. Today's the last day to book the More at Sea. And the Free at Sea will start tomorrow on sailings booked 11/5 of 2025. Existing bookings made prior to this date are grandfathered under the previous More at Sea package. So there you guys have it. So if you booked today, or if you have booked anything up until today, you still will be grandfathered in under the previous More at Sea package. So keep that in mind. Nothing's going to change. You're just going to keep the More at Sea until you're done with that. And then when you you book a new one, then you're going to be under the Free at Sea. I wish they could add the Starbucks water like before. I do agree with you on that one. I do wish that, because I know that with Celebrity, you do get the water included. The water bottles are included on the package, on the drink package. I don't know why NCL doesn't do it the same way, but I do agree with you for sure on that one. So good evening, Miss Katie. Welcome into the show. Thank you so much for being here. But what do you guys think about this NCL? We have enough time to kind of like talk about, the package. Do you guys think you guys like the new one that is coming out better? Because at the end of the day, they're giving you more. I think they're giving you a little bit more than what the More at Sea would give. Like, for instance, the internet part, depending on the sea days that you do get, now you're going to get 150 regardless if you do a 3 or 4 or 5 days. It doesn't matter. And then you also have the things that I did notice that they were, I think, is the internet package. The shore excursion is great. I like that the specialty dining changed. That's kind of really cool, because I know that, depending on the person, if you're an inside cabin and if you were to travel 7 nights, you only get one meal. Now you're actually going to get 3 specialty dining. So that is a really good price. And to be honest with you guys, for what you pay on gratuities for the specialty dining, it is a really good deal, because you're saving a whole lot of money if you were to pay, the actual price, 3 meals in on NCL. So I think that that's a really good, deal that they did that. I think that was one of the good things that they did. And also, they actually, on the Free at Sea, they it's going to be $28.50 per person for the unlimited open bar versus the $30 that they were charging per day per person. So I think that's not a bad deal. And I will be honest with you guys, when it comes to NCL, I think the drink package is a really good price when it comes to NCL and MSC compared to like Royal, Carnival, and everybody else, and even including Celebrity, where you're paying about $79 per person per day on just the drink package. Not even Wi-Fi or specialty dining are included or anything like that. So it kind of seemed like a wash for the balcony and above. Yeah, I do agree with you. I think it's, because I do have customers that sometimes, they're traveling with their kids, and let's say they put their kids across from them on an interior cabin, and they're taking a balcony. So you have the parents with 3 specialty dinings, you have the kids with just the one, and then they have to kind of like pay the difference, because obviously they're going to take the kids on the other 2. So now with this, it's actually everybody gets the same thing. So I think that in that perspective, I think that's a good thing to do. So we'll see, how people are going to enjoy. I think people are going to like it more, my personal opinion, than the one before. So I think NCL did a really good thing for everybody. It's going to roll out tomorrow. I know that today was the last day to book anything on NCL with free gratuities. But I know that once they roll the new one tomorrow, I think the question is going to be, a lot of people probably going to start calling, trying to figure out, am I going to get the more at sea, or am I going to get the free at sea? But as you know, they're going to be grandfathered in. If you booked anything between yesterday and today, then you're going to be at more at sea, and then everybody else is going to get the new one. Samarabon, can you hold on? I need to read this because I don't know if I'm understand. Oh, that's Harlan saying, can you book up to October 2016? We are in November 2025. I don't know what they're talking about there. But also, if you're planning on going to Europe, sailings on Royal Caribbean has opened, as well as sailings in Celebrity has opened for sailings for 2027 and 2028. Alaska is up and running for 2027. If there's something that you guys might be interested in, those days are now available to book. So if that's something that you might be interested in doing, that's what is coming up new. I don't know. I don't see, let me double check, but I didn't see anything. I know that Holland America is having well, that's already done and over with, but I don't have anything new coming, other than they just this month is when they actually put the 2027 and 2028 sailings. I'm still waiting for Celebrity to drop the Celebrity Excel sailings to Greece, Athens. That's the one and I'm interested in, but they haven't dropped those dates yet. But they're probably waiting for Celebrity Excel to debut and all of that before they actually put all of that stuff out there. So what do you guys think, besides, the question that Donnell had, that they kind of seem to be like a wash for balcony and above? Like, anybody has other questions that you might want? Hello, Johnny Alvarez. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for coming into the stream today. Welcome in. I see a lot of new people coming in, so thank you so much for being here. But yeah, it's a matter of figuring out, like with NCL. I think it's gonna be good. I think people are gonna like the new free at sea. Did you send me the Celebrity British Isles for 2027? No, because Katie, I'm working on that. I'm still trying to figure out what ships are going, because I think they're going to put a couple of more ships. I asked, and I'm waiting for information on that. But it should be here. I'm hoping by Friday. I should be able to send you the Celebrity part of it. Okay. So I know that they said that they were going to probably take another ship out there. So I wanted to give you kind of like a little bit more information and other, itineraries. But if I don't see anything between now and Friday, like they said, then I'll send you what I have, and then you let me know. And if something comes up, then we can always figure it out. But yeah, I think NCL is doing a really good thing with that. If you guys have never traveled on NCL, and if you guys never been to their private island, I know it's nothing like Perfect Day, but one of the cool things that I really enjoy about their island is their private area that they have on Great Stirrup Key. You can rent a cabana there, and it is so private, and it comes with a whole lot of stuff. So if you're going, I would suggest, if you're doing a group, unless you want to do it, if you're doing just you and your family, that would be great too. But if you're doing a group, it is a really nice place to enjoy their food, and it's very nice. It's very secluded. It's a different experience altogether. I really enjoyed it. I actually did a vlog, and if you haven't seen that one, I suggest you go check it out. You're gonna like it. I enjoyed it. And I remember, like, if it was today, remember when we were going to do this, we were walking through it, and then he gave me, the opportunity to stay in one of the cabanas. I was very shocked and surprised, because I wasn't expecting that. But we had an amazing time, and those cabanas are really, really nice. They have AC units, super clean, very nice. So I do suggest, if you ever traveling on NCL, and that's something that you guys maybe want to partake in, it is a great place to go and check out. They actually have a lot of stuff coming in. NCL is actually revamping their private island. They're going to be putting in a lot of money. So don't be surprised if when you go back, there's new things and new adventures to check out in Great Stirrup Cay. And also, MSC Private Island is also adding in another little island, And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's going to be for the yacht club people. So for Donnell, Jen, and a lot of my customers that do yacht club, that might be something that you guys might be interested. Donnell says, I heard that the drink package is not going to work on Gray Stereo K in the near future. I heard that as well. I did hear that news that it was not going to work. I just don't know if they actually have actually set it in stone, whether that's what's going to happen or not. Because I know that if they're trying to compete with the island across from them, which is Perfect Day, Perfect Day does, their drink package does work on the island as well as Wi-Fi. So as soon as you get off the ship, you have Wi-Fi on Perfect Day. I don't know how many of you guys know that, but I did hear, Donnell, the same thing that you heard, that they might just do without having to do the drink package. I'm not sure. I have to check and see. But I haven't heard anything else, and I haven't heard that it's like in concrete that they're trying to do that. I know that they're trying to do, different things on Great Syrup K. They're gonna revamp. They're gonna put a lot of millions of dollars into it, and they're gonna do a lot of great things there. Kind of like what Perfect Day has, maybe a little bit different. Like Carnival did Celebration Key, kind of like to compete with Perfect Day. But at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, you go there and you still got to spend a little bit of money. You only get like one free meal in Celebration Key versus Perfect Day is all you can lunch without having to, spend any of your money. Especially if you have a drink package, then it's kind of like included on your drink on your day. So we'll see how these private islands continue to roll with their new situations. But I do know that MSC, they're building like a new private island on there, and I did hear that it was for the yacht club members. So that's going to be kind of interesting to have them all secluded in their own little private island area there. On Harvest Key, the drink package was never included. Yeah, I know that one was never included. You have to pay separate. But we have to wait until maybe further down the road when they decide to provide the information as to what they're going to do with that. But I did hear that it might go away. I don't know why they made that decision, because if you think about it, you're paying with the more at sea, you don't pay like the $79. You're paying, whatever it is. Like you're gonna pay $28.50 per day per person. But I don't, if it's not gonna cover on the island, then maybe that's why. And possibly that's the reason why Royal does cover it on the island, because you're paying like almost $80 per day per person for their unlimited drink package. So we just got to see what they're going to do. I did hear it, like I said, but I haven't heard anything like in concrete as to this is what we're going to go with. So who knows how's that going to, vamp up at the end of the day when it comes to their private islands. And more than likely, to be honest, if they're going to dish out a lot of money into that island, they have to recover that money one way or another. So maybe that's their way of maybe recovering the funds, is by not having the unlimited drink package on the island and then having everybody just buy their drinks a la carte, one by one. We just got to wait and see. I can't wait to see what they're going to do in that island. I haven't been to Grace Stirrup. I haven't been there since I went on the Prima. When was it, like 2 years ago? So it's been a while. I have to get on an NCL cruise. And because I really enjoy that little island. So I might have to go back on NCL and check out one of their newer ships. So I do have a question for everybody here, and for those of you that are watching, if you guys want to participate. When is your next cruise? Where is it? I don't know why my light keeps changing. It's like, see, it just changes. It goes from orange. I don't know what is going on in this house today. But when is your next cruise? I would like to know, when is your next cruise and where are you going? I know Samara, look at this. Samara's like, first, I'm going to the Disney dream. She's going to the Bahamas on a Disney cruise with all the free Disney Mickey ears, ice cream bars, and all of that cool shenanigans. You know what, Samara? Whenever you come over here, I'm gonna have to go and wait for you. When you come in the morning, throw me a Mickey bar from your ship. Oh, that's right. Celebrity Excel in 3 weeks. You know what, Donna? I get to go. When is it? In 12 days. So in 1.5 weeks, I get to be on the ship, and I get to tell you all about it because you're gonna see it before you get on the ship. We are gonna do a ship tour. Planning on coming live from the Celebrity Excel ship so that you guys can see it. I'm trying to get all everything situated and together. We already did our check-in, so we are all checked in for that cruise. My parents doing an Excel on December 14th Easter. Nice. They're gonna love Celebrity. Celebrity. I can't wait to see the bazaar on Celebrity. To be honest with you guys, I'm looking forward to the. I love Celebrity. Everybody knows that I'm a Celebrity fan. So I'm really truly looking forward to checking the bazaar and all the new amenities, especially that now that this ship does not have Eden. So it's going to be a little sad not to see Eden, but it's going to be kind of like really cool to see the bazaar. Some Excel decor looks weird. They do. They did a little. We're going to check it out and see, Donnell. We're gonna check it out and see. The bazaar hallways does look really nice. So I do agree with you on that one. I can't wait to see it. But we're gonna do a couple of days because they invited us over for the naming ceremony. But then in 2028, I'm planning a group cruise on Celebrity Excel to Athens, Greece. It's going to be in 8 days. It starts in Athens, ends in Barcelona. So I will let you guys know once the dates come up. And if you guys are interested in maybe something like that and coming along with me, I did one this year on Celebrity Ascent, and we were a group of about 24, and we had an amazing time. Liberty of the Seas on November 24th. Ooh, Liberty. That's right, Miss Katie. You are going on Liberty. You're going to have a great time on that ship for sure. Liberty's a nice ship. It's a very nice ship. It's a little older, but she's really, really nice. She's still, it's all there in all of her beautiful glory. This weekend, guys, I went to the Tampa port, and I actually got to see for the first time the Margaritaville Islander. I did a little short. If you guys are interested in checking her out, I did a little short. I put it on my YouTube channel, and it's really nice. That little Costa ship took a different view, and it's really, really cute. I'm looking forward to being on her in February. Martine and I will be on for the first time on a Margaritaville ship, so I'm looking forward to that. I heard very good things about the Margaritaville Islander, and the Beachcomber is also up for booking. If you guys are interested in maybe doing the Margaritaville Beachcomber, that one is coming out new. So that one has already we've been booking on that one for a little bit now. So if you interested in maybe something like that and you need some information, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to help you guys out. My Knock Box is my helper, so he put my email out there. Thank you so much, everybody that's hitting the like button. It just tells everybody out there that we are doing this live stream. Oh, look at that. Grisel says that Liberty was her first cruise. All right, Grisel, you started this, and I'm going to go with it. Can you add onto the comments what was your first cruise and what year did you start at cruising? I'm going to go first. My first cruise was on the Enchantment of the Seas, and that was back in 2013. Was it 2013 or 2012? It's either 2012 or 2013. It was on Enchantment of the Sea. That was my first cruise ever. And to be honest with you, I fell in love with cruising. Every so often when I think about that ship, and that ship is now here in my home port in Tampa, and every so often when I think about that ship, I wish that I would have started cruising way longer than that. Okay, so for Donnell, she says the Majesty of the Seas 2007. Oh my God, I've been on Majesty. I remember Majesty had the Johnny Rockets and all of that shenanigans. Majesty of the Sea 2007. How cool is that? Grisel back in 2010. Wow. My first cruise was on the SS Norway in 1986. Oh my God, Miss Katie, I'm going to have to call you. I want to hear all about that SS Norway in 1986. I bet that ship looks completely different than what it looks today. Look at Miss Jen. Miss Jen is coming in with the NCL Sky in 2010. Man, you guys been cruising way before I started cruising. This is amazing. Oh my God, this is just great. This is great. Liberty of the Seas, Royal Caribbean in 2010. I tell you, my first cruise was Enchantment. My second cruise was Enchantment. I loved it so much that I went back like the following month after that. And then after that, I started trying out Carnival, and I did a whole lot of Carnival trips. And then I went back to Royal, and then from Royal to Carnival. But I have done more Carnival than I'm almost Diamond in Royal. And then on Carnival, I think not on Carnival, I'm almost Diamond in Carnival, and I am almost Emerald in Royal. I might be Emerald right now. I don't know. I have to check, but I know I needed like 3 days, and I went. Oh wait, I might be already Emerald because I went on Star of the Sea, so that might count. Harlan. Oh my God. Let's see Harlan. Harlan. My first cruise was on the Carnival Triumph. Oh my God. In 1999 for our 10th anniversary. That is amazing. It had a fire and was scrapped in 2000. Oh man, Katie, that's crazy. Love Enchantment. That was my second cruise. That ship is beautiful. When Enchantment came to Tampa a few months ago, like I think it was like either sometime, either beginning of the year or last year. I remember I have not seen Enchantment for a while. And I remember asking Martine, we got to go to the port. I have to see Enchantment of the Seas again. And that girl was booming. She's like, she was still on her game. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's still chugging away. So Enchantment is beautiful. It's a beautiful ship. Truly loved it. I still remember our cruise director was Bing Bong, and I think if I'm not mistaken, because I follow him, his name is Mark Walker, and I think he just hit like almost 25 years with Royal Caribbean. So yeah, he's still doing his thing. And I remember he was our cruise director. Not sure what year, but the first cruise, Carnival Triumph, when I was 10, I think my dad booked it, and I told my mom I will never to do a cruise again. This is what I cruise is. Okay. And now look at you cruising on Disney. You became so Samara, I have a question for you. Since you went on Carnival, I know you were 10 years old, and I know you're not 10 anymore. Um, Looking back, what made you go back to cruising and going back onto Disney? That's kind of like a cool question. We spend many anniversaries on a cruise ship. Oh, I bet you guys have a lot of great memories, Harlan, with your wife for sure on cruising. Cruising is great. I love it. I wish I would have started cruising way. I don't know why my camera continues to do that way a long time ago. But I started a little late. What I never thought that I would be a travel advisor. I know if you would have asked me, I would have never like in a million years would have thought that. But here I am. Did you see that Bing Bong worked at Carvana delivering cars during the pandemic? Yes. He was like, he needed to get it, he needed to work. So yeah, he did Carvana for a while. And once cruising started, he was gone. He was back to run away from my parents. Oh my God. Oh my God, Samara, you're so funny. But yeah, I remember those days when the pandemic happened. He did because they sent everybody to work, and I think he lives in Orlando, if I'm not mistaken. And he was delivering cars in Carvana for a while. He did Carvana, he did Uber Eats, he did a lot of stuff during the pandemic time. You know, he had to make ends meet. And once cruising started back, he was back at his game, and he that you know that's something that I guess he's passionate about because he's been doing it for over 25 years, I think now, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah. So now that we're talking about cruising, who was your favorite cruise director? That's a good question. Who is your favorite cruise director? Oh my God, my favorite cruise director besides Bing Bong, he did a really good job as a cruise director. I would say Sea Love has been a really good cruise director from Carnival. He's no longer there. Mark Q is another great cruise director from Carnival Cruises. But Luigi from Celebrity, he's an amazing cruise director. I really enjoy. Maybe I'm gonna get to see Luigi now when I go on Excel soon, because I think he's the cruise director on Excel. Norway was beautiful ship with teak wood decks. I went on five other ladies, and we were three in each in a tiny room. Oh, I bet, Katie, that those rooms were smaller than what they are now. I remember being in, I think it was on the Mardi Gras, and it was at the beginning of when Mardi Gras first came to port here in Port Canaveral. And there was a lady that she brought pictures, and she brought her ticket and a whole lot of like memorabilia when she went on the first sailing on the old Mardi Gras. And she had pictures of how her cabin was, and she had like a front of the ship cabin, and her cabin was like weird design. It was just crazy. And to see those pictures and the evolution of cruising from then to now, it's just mind blowing how the cabins look back then to what they are today. I will say with NCL on the Prima, the Luna, and Viva, Aqua, those types of ships, those balcony cabins are amazing, guys. They're very spacious. They're not little whatsoever. So if you're looking into something like that and you want a really nice big cabin, check out those ships. Those ships have really nice cabin. They're a smaller cruise, but they have really nice cabin. I got lost at the lookout, and he walked me to the character. Oh my God, Samara. That's too funny. But yeah, Miss Katie, I do remember being on the Mardi Gras, and that lady was talking about her first time, and how the tickets, the boarding pass and all of that stuff looked like back in the time, when the first sailing, like the inaugural sailing of Mardi Gras was. It was just impressive that she actually saved, all of those papers and pictures and things that they did. But it was so different than what it is today, for sure. It was obviously less people. I don't know, the ships were smaller at that time. So it was just a different vibe. But think about it. Cruising has been here for ages now. And as you guys can see, you guys see all these new cruises coming in. And a lot of people say, oh my God, why they're building so much is because the demand is truly there. There's a lot of demand for cruising. Like sometimes us as travel advisors, it's hard for us to find cabins, for certain people, because if there's a big party, because everything is almost sold out. Like as soon as these bookings, like for Alaska 2027, 2028, if you go in now, you have cabins, but they're sporadic, like because a lot of people just booked a lot of stuff. The midnight buffet, I remember, Katie, the midnight buffet. They don't even do that anymore, and they don't even do the chocolate, night in Carnival. They don't do that no more. Don't feel bad for starting cruising late. My first cruise was on 2023 Royal. Ooh, Allure of the Seas. I love Allure of the Seas. I said I wasn't going to do it again, but I'm thinking I'm ready to do more now. Johnny, you have to. It's like it's the best thing to travel, and even if you started in 2023, trust and believe you're gonna love and you're gonna continue to go. I enjoy cruising. I love it. I have traveled, during all the seasons except for Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. I have traveled during hurricane season. I have traveled while a hurricane has been out there on the water. But it's great. Like a lot of people get scared, and I'll be honest, you get a lot of good pricing during hurricane season. Yeah, you kind of like, you can kind of like maybe not go, but at least even if you were not to go, they'll give you a really nice package, and you can go on another day. But I've never had a problem. I've never had a problem. I went on Celebrity Beyond with Captain Kate last year in February, and we did a 12-day all the way to Cartagena, Colombia. And when we got to Cayman Island, there was nothing. It was just that it was a little windy, and they told us that we couldn't dock, and we had to go. So, things happen. Yeah, that is truly, I'm correct, Donnell. Allure was just refurbished, and that ship looks nice. They have a lot of new amenities on that ship now. Harden says the midnight buffets used to be good. Many got so crowded, though it had a hard time getting through. Yeah, that is true. But I remember going on, oh my God, on the carnival. What was it? Ecstasy. It was the Ecstasy. I think it was the Ecstasy. And oh my God, what is this singer? The one that sings the song Cruising. Oh my God, I forgot what the singer name is. He was there and they did a midnight buffet and it was great. They had like a huge paella and all of that stuff. It was phenomenal. A group for December 31st. That will be great. That will be great. I tell you, you could do all sorts of groups on all sorts of different ships. Like a lot of people do a lot of big groups for Halloween, for Christmas, New Year's. But if you're planning on doing one like for December 31st, I would suggest to do it a year before so you can get really good rates, or as soon as those days drop, you're going to get good rates on that. We'll be celebrating on my cruise. Hey, that's kind of cool. Hey, see? Always a celebration. I tell you, you cruise, and for me, cruising is all about the ship and the ports. I'm port and ship kind of girl. I have a lot of customers that are more about the ship. I just had a customer on Icon, guys, and he stood on the ship from the moment he stepped foot to the moment he debarked. He didn't get off. He didn't get off in 7 days. He stood on the ship, and he has a lot to do in 7 days. He just got off on Sunday, but he called me last Wednesday. He was telling me how good he was having a good time on Icon. And he's like, I haven't even gotten off the ship, and I'm not planning on getting off the ship because he loves his ships, and his vacation is about the ship, not about the ports. Now, every so often he has cruised and he has gotten off on a port here and there, but he likes his ships. For 2026, that'll be good. A group cruise for New Year's. We stayed at the ship a lot in the Caribbean. Yeah, because if you've been there so many times and you're just going just for relaxation and enjoyment, then yeah, I do agree. Stay on the ship. I like to get off on the port. I'm the kind of person that I could go. I don't even know how many times I've been to St. Thomas, Cozumel, and whatnot, and I still manage to find something new to do in each port. And it's weird because every time I do something new, it feels like a whole new adventure. But I have stood inside of the cruise, like every so often if I go to NASA, and I've been to NASA many times, and I just stay on the cruise, unless I just want to get off the cruise, maybe walk around on the port area and then come back. But more than likely, I just love to check out the ports. I like the food. He says that I like the food. Some ports I will not get off at. The crew cries when I leave. Look, Samara, you know why the crew is crying when you leave? Because she says, oh, there goes our cash is gone, because they know you go there to spend. and then you go there, you're the comedian. St. Thomas is a nice, yeah, St. Thomas is a very nice place. Last time when I went there this year, I think it was in April, I was in St. Thomas. I didn't even know that there was a Kmart on the port area. And I actually went to Kmart and I actually took this picture there. Look at that. Look at that. Kmart in St. Thomas. And I always have it here as a backup to remind me of that day. And I remember we were coming down from the sky, the Paradise Sky thing, and there was a lady goes, she goes, yeah, we're gonna go to Kmart. I think they said it's about 15-minute drive. And as I'm coming down, I see the Kmart at a distance. I said, that looks like a 5-minute walk to me. And she's like, no, they said it was about 15 minutes. We got off of the Skyliner thing, and 5 minutes we were in Kmart. And it was kind of like strange walking into a Kmart because we don't have that here in the United States anymore. So that was a little strange, but it was kind of cool at the same time. I will say the prices were a little steep. That I will say. And they asked me, when is their next? They should already know when you're coming back because you are booked in that cruise solid every year. My dad just like the same beach in St. Martin and St. Thomas. Where does he go? Like Megan's Bay? Is that where he goes, your dad? They don't have any casinos on the island, though. They really don't. Harden, they really don't have like any casinos on St. Thomas. But you know where they do have casinos? In St. Martin. They actually have casinos there. So if you ever on another cruise and it stops in St. Martin, go check out Maho Beach. The casino's right next door. And if you guys never been to Maho Beach, Google Maho Beach, or better yet, go check out my vlog that I have from Maho Beach. We had a great time in Maho, and that is so beautiful. And if you've never kind of like feel like you want to touch the tires on an airplane, Maho Beach is the perfect beach for you to check that out. You're not going to touch it with your own hands, but it feels like you're touching it because they just go so low that you can look at the whole entire plane when it's landing. It is insane, but it's really cool at the same time. He looks at the sign that he does not even know the name. I think, look, I don't even know because, you know, they should know that you come every year faithfully. They should give you, you know, what is that? Oh my God, what is that high-end cabin that they have on the Disney cruise? They should just upgrade you to that one just because you go there every year. Swimming with the pigs was kind of weird. We did not do it. I actually did it, Johnny. I actually did it. And I do have a vlog from the Bahamas. And if you want, check out that vlog and you're going to see it. We did swim with the pigs. It was a really cool experience. I think on my intro of the show, it does have when we went swimming with the pigs. Just for one person. But if you've never done it, it is a really great experience. I will tell you something. I did not get on the water with the pigs, but I did pet the pigs in land. I'm just weird like that because they do their personal business, you know, while you're petting them inside the water. So I wanted to make, you know, I always like to be on the safe side. So I pet them, you know, outside in the land, and everybody else that wanted the water situation, they can go at it. On those islands, it's important to know where the casinos are. They have restrooms that are clean. Many of the public restrooms aren't so clean. I do agree with you on that. And sometimes, depending on where you go, they might be even a charge of $1 or $2 just to use their restroom. When we went to Europe, Portofino, you have to pay €1 to use to use the restroom. So keep that in mind. And I know that in Grenada, that you have to pay also, I think, $1 back in the time. I don't know about today if they still do it. More than likely, they probably do. But not all of the ports do it, but some of the ports do have that. So always keep a little change in your pocket just in case if you need to, you know, use the restroom. But I do agree with Harlan. You got to check out what casinos and places like that, depending where you're going, because they do have cleaner restrooms and things like that. But I agree with you, Harlan, on that one. Man, so yeah, so we talked a lot. We have a lot of information today. So we have NCL. As of tomorrow, the Free at Sea is coming back. I think it's better, guys. It's better. I don't have any MSC. They're not having any specials going on. We do have group rates. If you guys are interested for Royal Caribbean and Celebrity, let me know. Actually, there's something, at least for us travel advisors. And I think this is a good thing. And shout out to you, Carnival Cruise Lines, if you guys are listening to this stream, which every so often I do have people from Carnival listening to the stream. So they just don't comment. They're like, they're checking it out. So if you're here from Carnival, I will say thank you so very much for giving us a brand new platform. We can now book 4 cabins at a time, guys. Yay! Yay, Carnival. This is amazing. I love it because as a travel advisor, when you're booking a family of multiple cabins, you will have to do 1 at a time. Like Royal, we can book 4 at a time. So now Carnival just rolled out today that we can book up to 4 cabins at a time, put all the information in, put all of the cabins situated, and boom, voila, it's done. So shout out to you, Carnival, for doing that. I am so happy that you guys got to do that. And it's going to be even easier to book Carnival now for groups. So that's going to be good. Harlan says, I've taken a cruise with NCL and Royal. It was our last with those lines. I know you're more like a Carnival person. And if that's what you like, Harlan, and that's what makes you happy, then I will suggest you continue with Carnival. Look at my husband, Martin. Hello. I bet you he's almost home. He's waiting for me to finish the stream. He's always at work until a little late. So thank you for being here, Mr. Martin. Thank you so much for being here. For those of you that don't know, Martin Gonzalez is my husband. He is Tinkerbell's love of her life. So look, everybody's saying hi to Martine. Hello, Martini Weenie. But yeah, so he is my all and everything. And he's actually traveling with me on Celebrity XL, so that's gonna be great. Mr. Martin gets to go with me this time around. So, and we had you guys, I'm gonna share this with the stream because Martin is now here. So I'm doing the check-in, right? I'm doing the check-in, putting all the passport information, blah, blah, blah. And when I enter Martin's passport information, Celebrity goes, alert. And I'm like, what is going on? He goes, your passport will expire in less than 6 months. And I'm like, what? I completely forgot that we were supposed to submit his renewal when we got back from Europe. And yeah, so we ended up having to spend 2 hours of our time this weekend trying to get all his other documentations, like date of birth, like his birth certificate and all of that, pulling that out because we moved a lot of stuff from our room and we packed it all up. And we ended up having to unpack, and we found it. Thankfully, we found it 2 hours later. And now he's able to go with me on Celebrity XL. But for a moment, I'm like, oh my God, like I'm going to have to take one of my kids because you're not going to be able to go with me. So when we get back, we're going to renew his passport and he's going to be able to travel again with no worries. Which Oh, yes. I thank you for that question. Which category do you have on Excel? Guys, shout out to Celebrity. They know that I love Celebrity. I got a concierge balcony. I got a concierge balcony. I can't wait. It's on deck 12. I'm not going to give you my cabin number, but it's on the back of the ship. Like, I like it. They know me. I wish I would have gotten a sunset balcony, but that's okay. I'll take my concierge balcony. So look at Martine. That's right. I'm going. So thank you. Shout out to Celebrity. Thank you so much for my concierge balcony on the back of the ship because I love the back of the ship. It's not going to be a long cruise. It's a couple of nights. Is That's all that we're going to have on the cruise. But Martine and I are going to make it like we're going to extend it. We're going to leave on Saturday, and we're gonna have dinner with one of my customers. They live in Fort Lauderdale, so we've been back and forth trying to see when we're going to meet. So now that we're going back over there, I reached out to my customer, and we're going to meet out for dinner. So I'm looking forward to meeting my customer, meeting his wife and his beautiful daughter, and we're going to have a really nice dinner with them. So it's going to be very cool. I think that that's one of the coolest parts of being a travel advisor. It's not just about the booking part, it's about building relationships with your clients and getting to meet them and building that relationship even more. So, like Donnell and Jen that are here on the stream, they have been my clients since I started with Expedia, which is crazy to know. They've been my clients since the beginning. And shout out to Donnell and Jen that they're here, because thanks to both of them, they says, do the YouTube channel, you should do this and blah, blah, blah. And here we are on the YouTube channel. So shout out to Donnell and Jen. So we have a really great relationship. Not only they are my customer, but they're part of my family. And we have met, and we went on our cruise celebration, carnival celebration this year in April. We had a great 7 days that we got to spend with them and her beautiful daughter Lexi. So we had a great time. So that's one of the good things that I enjoy about my job, is that I get to meet you guys, and it makes it even more special when you get to meet so many amazing people that that you talk to them on a daily basis. So like Grisel, I met her on the Expedia rally. She was there. I did a speech. We kind of like did like, it was kind of like a question and answer kind of thing and on the rally. And then she reached out and we talked and all that. So thank you. And it was very nice meeting Grisel over there in the rally. So it's just great to meet everybody. One day I get to meet the Queen of Disney one of these days. And also Miss Katie don't live that far. She's like in Orlando, I think. So one of these days, maybe when I go to Orlando, I'll just call Miss Katie. Hey, you got some time? Maybe we could have some lunch or something. I always like to meet everybody because I feel that you guys are a big part of my life, whether you guys see it that way or not, because I'm working with you guys on your cruise. And when you work with the customer, you work from beginning to end. And it's a journey. It's a journey that you go through with that customer. Some customers will just book it and then they'll pay the final payment, so you don't talk to them in between. But you do have customers that you talk to them, constantly, for many different reasons, that they might need this or that or whatever it can be. So you build those relationships, with your clients. So when you build them, it's always good to maybe, when they're traveling over here, or they might have an extended stay, maybe check out, hey, do you have time? Maybe we could go out to lunch or whatever, and kind of do that stuff. Like this month, cruising with Keith from our Across the Way show, he's coming with his lovely wife Joanne, and we're going to spend a day together, and we're going to talk about all sorts of stuff, catch up, have dinner. We're going to do a live stream and things like that. You are amazing, and thank you for your time. Oh, you are amazing too, Grisel. And I know that God is going to open many doors for you, and you're going to do fantastic, and you're going to be great as a travel advisor. I know that you are. We're here for you. If you ever need anything, just let me know. I also got to have martinis on the teeny martini bar. Yeah, we did. That was a lot of fun. We got to do that again, Donnell. We got to go back over there and do it again. We had a great time on that evening. We did a whole lot of crazy stuff that day. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, guys, so thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I will not take longer than an hour because I know you guys have been here. You guys have other things to do. But thank you for coming to the show. Hopefully you enjoy the new region information that is coming out as of tomorrow. Tomorrow, we will see you in Across the Wave at 8 p.m. We're coming back here. Tomorrow's going to be me and Keith, and we're going to talk about one of the greatest ports. I forgot which one it is. I always have to I think it's the port of Kotor, Kotor. So tomorrow we're going to Montenegro, I think it is. And we're going to be talking about all about that pork. So come back tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will see you tomorrow. In the meantime, please stay safe. I love you all to the moon and back. God bless each and everybody. And toodaloo, hashtag toodle. Don't forget the next month we got the big reveal. What is the name of this YouTube channel? Is going to be next month. So let's continue to roll, right? We're going to continue to roll because this month we're having turkey, guys. It is Thanksgiving this month. So hey, so for now, toodaloo. I love you all. Toodles. See you later. See you tomorrow, 8 p.m. Bye-bye.